is 2am Sports, your morning tea. And of course, let me introduce you to my first guest on the show today. Is no other person than Emmanuel Chizurum, and is making his debut on AM Sports. Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Bade. It's good to see you.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
It wasn't an easy journey.
Yeah, definitely. But we're here now. I'm super excited to be here. It's been a long time since we spoke, Bade, but I'm glad to see you after almost a year now.
How does it feel that we're winning medals at the Olympics and the Paralympics, and of course we got our first one in para badminton?
Absolutely. I mean, it shows the resilience of the average Nigerian and the fact that the never say die spirit that we have. I think that's what the Paralympians have taken to Paris. Yes, you could say it was disappointing that we didn't do anything as regards the able-bodied people, but then some of the challenges we had then was also a structural problem. But then again, these girls have shown that the Nigerian man, what makes Nigeria isn't necessarily Nigeria, but the Nigerian, and kudos to them, and it's a good thing that they are flying our flag high and making the nation proud.
All right, just like you said, Emmanuel, I cannot wait to have on board the president of the Badminton Federation to come and tell us the magic behind Eniola's form at the moment. All right, the way we start the show, let's quickly take a look at what is trending in the newspapers. So let's go for it. Alright, quite interesting. As always, we've got two sports dailies to review on the show today. We've got the Sporting Sun and, of course, the Punch Sports Extra. So let's go for the Sporting Sun. First, it's both there. You have it. Eguavoen drills Super Eagles with cold buckets of water. That's Nigeria versus Benin Republic clash. And, of course, talks tough ahead of tomorrow's clash. Olise welcomes Lookman to all-time Nigeria men's Ballon d'Or nominees list. And of course, Osimhen lands in Super Eagles nest for AFCON qualifiers. Player of the Month award, Haaland, Saka, Palmer, others at war. Lazio registers Dele Bashir for Europa League. Cannavaro, they are rejected Super Eagles job. Vinicius still in pain over racism. Minimum top 5. Neymar reacts to Rodrigo's Ballon d'Or nomination. My fear against Joshua Dubois. Of course, Uganda athletes Cheptegei dies days after boyfriend set her on fire. That was the bad news we got on Thursday. Salah not ready to quit Liverpool. Rodrigo slams Ballon d'Or shortlist. Messi among greatest 4 of all time. Ronaldo says that, and of course Ronaldo set a record on Thursday night. Quite interesting. Lots of many interesting things we have here, but I think the one, I wouldn't know which one actually caught your fancy the most.
Okay, I think for the one most recent, what we should be expecting tomorrow, a couple of hours away, is the fact that Eguavoen drills Super Eagles with a cold bucket of water. I think he understands the magnitude of the game, and not necessarily in terms of the quality of the opponent. A group where you have Rwanda, Libya, and Benin Republic, all things being equal, one expects Nigeria to proceed from such groups. But it hasn't been a very palatable story in recent history. We've actually not done with ourselves. We're struggling to make it to the World Cup. Now the AFCON qualifications are here. It is an opportunity to rewrite all wrongs and get us back on the trajectory that we need to be on. So I understand. And Coach Austin Eguavoen is one who's been there. He's done it. He has an understanding of what it means to play at the highest level as an ex-Eagle, and also as somebody who's coached the team in 2006, winning bronze and the African Cup of Nations. He was also part of the team that got us first 9 points, beating Egypt also. But then it was shocking that favorites at that time didn't win the tournament, and then of course everything accumulated in him not securing qualification for us for the 2022 Olympics, 2022 World Cup. But that being said, the reason I'm actually talking about that headline is because a lot is at stake, and I understand that Austin Eguavoen with the experience understands what is at stake and he will deliver.
All right, quite interesting. We've got no time on the show. Let's just quickly take a look at the our trending stories on the other newspaper for us today, and that's the Punch Sports Extra. Austin Akpejori exclusive. The first day I tried out, I made a fool of myself. A lot of people laughed at me, but some people told me to keep pushing because it looked like I could play basketball, but I just needed some coaching. That's his basketball journey from Akuojo. And of course, plot is as Lookman becomes 8th Nigerian Ballon d'Or nominee. Osimhen completes Eagles squad for Benin, Rwanda ties, while rejected Eagles job. That's Cannavaro. Under 18 Afro baskets, Nigeria to face Angola after Egypt loss. Stephen Keshi Stadium wears new look for National Youth Games. Joshua still has 5 fights before retirement. Heartland will be ready for Eyimba. That's coming from Amunike. And of course, Brentford chief explains Oyenka's exit. Coco Golf lacks confidence. That's coming from Serena Williams. Mata joins Australian club. That's the A-League club. Pedri hails flick for Barca's flying start. Those are the stories there. And of course, for me, I think the biggest one should be the under 18 Afrobasket that they were denied, that the young guys were denied visa.
Oh, there.
We're going to have a president on the show. Maybe he's going to tell us what they face to when they try to secure visas and they don't get it, how it affects competitions and all that.
Exactly.
But we cannot be traveling to South Africa and we don't get visas.
It's sad, actually. Really, again, it's a logistics challenge. It's also administrative in a sense. But then again, when you look at, we're supposed to be big brothers. We're supposed to be. It shouldn't be a challenge traveling within African countries. Somebody was actually explaining a couple of days ago that sometimes it's even easier to travel out from Nigeria to a European country than it is to travel within an African country. Why it is challenging? A lot of people will say they don't know, myself included. I also do not know, and it's quite appalling for both countries within the African Union as well. I don't know if this is a fault of our administrators here or if it is policy issue as well when it has, or of course, or bilateral issue, whatever it is within South Africa and Nigeria. But whatever it is, it's quite appalling that the athletes couldn't get their visas sorted before the tournament itself. And I do think that whatever it is that has been a stumbling block, those in charge will work to ensure that that is sorted out. It's quite a shame.
Really quite a shame, Emmanuel. And of course, with that, we're done with the newspaper review segment. Such an interesting one. And of course, it's always beautiful to have Emmanuel to discuss it. And of course, we're going to have a very quick substitution now. Emmanuel is going to have his seat and rest a little and drink some water while we have on board the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, Francis Obi, to tell us, what has been happening, especially with para-badminton at the Paralympic Games in Paris. To stay with us is Tulem Sports coming to you from NT Sports 24. Yeah, the man of the moment is back in the studio. And of course, what Emmanuel will be talking about is just quite simple.
Yeah.
Nigeria, Benin Republic. What do you expect, Emmanuel?
With where we are at the moment, the least is a victory against the Beninois. We have to. This is not to downplay Benin Republic. Look at the shocker they gave us at the World Cup qualifiers. Anything is still very much possible. But I, for one, when it comes to the saying that there are no minnows in the game anymore, I tend to be relaxed a bit about that because there are no minnows doesn't mean Brazil will lose to Chad. So with due respect to Chad as well. But I think yes, sometimes champions fail, or that you pick yourself up and you do the needful. I feel that Nigeria understands what is at stake, and we just have to win that game.
That's what they always say, that form is temporary, class
is permanent. Exactly.
Because Manchester United and Manchester City, that FA Cup final, if they play it 10 times, it's not be going in favor of Manchester United. You just have to seize the opportunity that time. That's why they call it a shock or upset.
Yeah.
And of course, against Rwanda, what would you be expecting? should
Same
be a
thing
win
too. Yeah, it should be a win. But I must say that with Rwanda is a tricky one. I think these countries have actually improved their sport over the years. Rwanda is quite deliberate about sports development. See what they've done with basketball. See what they're doing with other sectors of the sport. And I think also their football has come up. Their league is functioning really, really well. Vehicles don't get stuck on the road, and games are cancelled.
Emmanuel, we need to go. But one quick
but I think
thing.
we'll win.
What's your reaction to everything you saw with the president, the badminton, the lady, and everything?
Massive. And I must tell you that he's given so much, and he's the one person that have saved the Nigerian sports ministry. He saved them basically, because the hope is always with the wrestling federation that it didn't work out, the weightlifting federation
they will have one goal.
Exactly. That also didn't materialize. You look at, but see, when it comes to Nigerian sports, the easiest federation president to love is the NFF president, but he's also the easiest to dislike, right? But I think what badminton is doing is massive, and I think other federations should take a cue. He's just saved the sports ministry.
The next time we have you here, we'll have 1 hour to discuss.
Absolutely.
I hope you just understand what happened today. We're in the joy of the moment, and it's just like that. Many thanks to everyone who called us. Ajala, Austin, we just saw your call too. That's our number 1 jersey. Just unfortunate that you called late. We'll get to talk on Monday. Thanks to everyone who has contributed, from the cameramen in the studio to the directors and their team of engineers, to everyone who has contributed to the show today. Let's do it again on Monday. It's bye for now.